How many times, I know it's not the first time, do we say, do you want me to look up any prescriptions? They say no, and then you keep going. What you need to do is, quote unquote, solidify the sale. You need to solidify their decision. Does that make sense?
Like tell them you can't go back?
Yeah. I mean, are you sure you don't want to look things up? Because once I move past it, yeah. Set a foundation or ask another what? Question, a follow-up question. Well, how many medications do you take? 26.
I did ask her that. She said she had quite a few. She didn't know the
Okay,
exact number.
so
I tried to follow up, and she didn't know. She wouldn't tell me like an exact number. So I was like, okay, just go grab
might
it.
that be concerning?
A little bit, yeah.
So we can, like, hold on a second, we can blame the client. You're in control. You don't tell a surgeon how to do the surgery, no matter how bad or how much you think your opinion matters. It doesn't matter. So I understand oftentimes, sometimes it works out, but let's focus on the times it doesn't so we don't run into that. So what I'm saying is we make the conscious choice to be uncomfortable and ask questions so we can dictate outcomes to the best of our ability, or we let ourselves, or we don't want to have the client feel uncomfortable, quote unquote, but we're really worried about feeling uncomfortable or judged. So make sure you're getting answers if you think the question is important. Do you have any prescriptions you want me to look up? No. Are you sure? Yes. Well, it's really important that we look up prescriptions because if we find a plan with updated benefits, the cost may change. I'm a little curious, if your cost went up, would you want to know about it? Yes. Awesome. And on the flip side, if I could save you money on your prescriptions, don't you think that would influence your decision? Yes.
Agreed.
Does that make sense? So like, how can we get answers? If we aren't getting the answers we want, or maybe we really don't quote unquote want the answer, that's another way to look at it, then we need to figure out other ways to ask the questions. Does that make sense? So the whole, like, if you're being an effective salesperson, you're constantly looking back at what you did and what worked and what didn't work. So if you do the same process over and over and over again and you get pretty good results, but then it doesn't work, it doesn't mean you want to change the process, but what you want to do is go back and look at, can I refine it and make it better? That's all I've done since I've been here. Is I've had general ideas, and then based on feedback I got from the people on the phones, I've then adjusted what to do next. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So I'm just trying to get as proficient as I can and be as effective as I can. Now, it doesn't mean you can't get like great results, like averaging 4 a day. Does anyone realize no one in the history of ever here, like there's been a team that's had an average as high as yours? Ever. Not even close. You're doubling up any number they've ever done, but that doesn't mean there's not opportunity to get to 5 and 6. Does that make sense? And how you do it is by really sharpening the edges of your process. Good job, by the way, by hanging in there. How many of you would have let that, when that happened? Beginning of the day or end of the day?
I think it was right after lunch at 12.
Did you get any more sales after that?
Yeah, I got one more after.
Cool. How many of you would have let that kind of affect your mindset?
My mindset, absolutely.
How many of you may have just been like, and moved on? Like you may have not said that, but the way you communicated would have made them make the decision
that
for
would
you.
have been my outcome.
So actually I want to talk about one thing. This is the other thing I want to talk about this morning is I want everyone right now to write down what is your intention for the day. Like it's best if you do it the night before. That way you don't wake up and base your intention on how you're feeling.